James here. Hope you're doing well. Um, I want to do one on. This is something very interesting. I want to do something on relationships, and here's a couple videos of what's going on with some women of today, and why they can't seem to really don't know what they want, and the ones that do have unrealistic expectation. So I'm gonna show you the first video, and I'll get back with my commentary.
What's good, Black Sun Podcast? Welcome to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we'll be doing a video from Kendra.
US Bank has a business checking account that has no monthly maintenance fee and smart tools that make forecasting cash flow a walk in the park. Nice. Planning can be rough, but this would help a lot. Just trying to throw you a bone. Business checking accounts that do more for your business.
I want to repeat again, this is what our goal should be. Our goal should be to encourage people to vote in person.
What's good, Black Sun Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're going to be doing a video on a particular situation that happened with a woman. Now, shout out to Shisha Zed. Let's get, these hoes ain't going. Let's get it.
Does anybody else feel like even though they have found pretty good partners in their lives, they still want to be alone? It's not that those people are not nice people or great people, but it's more so that they don't fulfill certain things that you need in order to really be your best self. I gotta be honest with y'all, in all transparency, I'm going through a breakup right now. My partner is currently, he's amazing. He's great. He's a great person, hardworking, loyal, generous, kind, funny, and all the great characteristics that you can think of that a guy that you would want. But there are 2 to 3 things that he does not do for me. Oh.
Amazing, generous, great person, loyal, kind, funny. But there's just 2 to 3 things. We've got another one. We've got an.
You know, it's funny how women would throw away a man that has everything but 2 or 3 things. Like, it's as if you need everything just to make you happy, and then you'll find something else to complain about. That's kind of funny. These hoes stupid. I swear, these hoes are stupid.
Another one that's destined for a cat.
That I really, really need. And he has improved a lot over the 3 years that we've been together, but I've reached a point where instead of just asking for these things repeatedly, I just rather be alone.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better. This video sounds oddly similar to the last chick. You guys remember the chick of, I found this amazing guy, he's so wonderful, but I think that I can do better. I think that I can do better. And when I say that this happens more often than not with a lot of these chicks, where they're trying to find the perfect guy, people think I'm just like a broken record, and it's not the actual truth. They're looking for men that literally, they either don't qualify for one, or that just don't exist.
I think I read all of the comments in my last video, and I just had to say, Nelson, thank you for just getting it. For the people who said, you have to, fulfill your own needs. Yeah, like no shit, Sherlock. That's like rule number 1 before you even go into dating. So I wasn't talking about that. Other people were like, this is why women miss out on so many amazing men.
Right.
Like, no, I'm saying my ex is amazing because he's a great guy. I'm not gonna knock him down just because we're breaking up. He has great qualities and he's a great person. That doesn't mean that he has everything that I need in order for a relationship to work. The funniest thing is that everyone was kind of making assumptions. I get it. It's because I didn't actually say the things that are non-negotiable for me, and so everybody and their mother is guessing. But trust me when I say that these things are not something that I could do on my own.
Everything you need to be fulfilled won't be found in another person. It is unfair to place that type of a burden on another human being.
Here's the problem, and I got a feeling I know what those things are. You know how the title actually clarifies it. So he wasn't hitting it right. Okay, understandable. That's when you talk to your partner, your man, and you're supposed to tell him. You're supposed to, guide him. But but right here, this is why a lot of women with a lot of women with a high body count. Can't find a good man after they fucked up with a good man. Like, I find it kind of ironic. Like, y'all say y'all want all these things from men. Have 6 feet tall, 6 inches of dingling, and then you end up breaking up with this man because he can't give you exactly what you need, the butterflies. And then y'all be over here looking around here like, I can't find a good man anymore because the good men are gone. And then y'all be over here looking around like, oh my God, I'm getting old. I'm getting older. And then y'all come up with that bullshit lie talking about, oh, I'll be fine by myself. Meanwhile, y'all gonna end up like this woman right here, crying about not having the man that she wants. And then, what do you know? When she is 50 years old, she's going to be over here talking about, I'm desperate to find a man. After she gave a good man.
Listen to her, she goes on to talk about things that are deal breakers outside of a laundry list of things that she mentioned.
They're basically things that are personality traits.
4 reasons people buy AARP level benefit term life from New York Life. No medical exam.
Or 1, personality traits, and 2, things that require 2 people. Really?
For her to say that with the smirk on her face, she's talking about him not being able to hit it right. And that's just sad. That's just sad. You're gonna put this man on blast like that. We know what you're talking about. He couldn't bust the cheeks right. Sex is, it's a part of a relationship. And that's what I think she's talking about. What do you guys think?
All I wanted to say though was that men and women are different people, are different genders, right? We have different strengths, and that's okay. It's okay to lean into your feminine. It's okay to lean into your masculine. It's okay to want to allow a guy to do certain things that you as a woman get tired of doing. Just like it's okay for a man to lean on you for certain things that they might, not excel at or get tired of doing. I just wish I could explain this better, but when a guy knows how to lead, not how to control, but how to lead, everyone's lives get easier. Like their partners, and I'm talking about a woman here, their partner's life gets easier because they feel supported, they feel heard, they feel understood, they feel like they have, like someone has their back. And it makes it that much easier for a woman to relax and be able to do the things that she loves to do and wants to do. It helps her, click with her inner child more.
Lady, even when y'all have a guy that provides all of that, y'all hoes don't know how to sit your raggedy ass down. You want more. What the fuck? You give a woman everything she wants, she'll find something else to bitch about. Seriously. You give a woman everything she's saying that she wants, then she gonna find something else that you're not doing and bitch about that. Meanwhile, you'll be bitching about something that's minor, but you won't even be giving a man what he wants. Ask me how I know, and ask every man how they know.
This chick's 33. She's 33, sitting here, another relationship that she's decided to break up. Listen, it's not gonna end well. It's not.
It helps her navigate life, work, family so much better. It helps her make decisions, like, because a guy who knows how to lead and is in control of their feelings and their emotions and, you know, what they bring to the table, just, it's like a pillar, it's like a support system. And what I was trying to say is that a lot of men lack confidence. A lot of men lack leadership skills.
And a lot of women lack femininity and the ability to actually communicate. Throughout that entire tirade that she just talked, I feel like I lost 50 brain cells trying to listen to what the fuck she just said, because I didn't understand a damn thing her ass just said. Women, please put it in me, please translate this type of womanese for us, because my head right now is just it's pulsating due to the word vomit that just came out of her fucking mouth.
And I'm not trying to bash them for it. Like, if you don't have it, it could be because you didn't grow up with a strong father figure, you've never seen it done before. There's so many freaking reasons. Your personality is not like that, and that's fine. Like, be whoever you want to be. I'm saying that I don't those kinds of things. Like, I have a preference.
But how are you at 33 just now trying to look for what it sounds like a masculine man to lead?
Now that I'm 33 and in the process of ending my third serious relationship, I have realized that one of the most important characteristics that I need in a man is a man who is in control. This is not to be confused.
If I said that, it'd be toxic. Just remember that. If we say that in the conversation, man should be in control of relations. Gosh.
Used with wanting a man who is controlling, because that is a huge no-no. In case you don't know the difference, a controlling man will try.
By the way, she's going to tell you the difference, right? And she's probably going to tell you the difference within the relationship. She just thinks, you're not controlling, right? Let me show you how you're supposed to control.
Try to make every single decision for you. Will tell you, for example, what you cannot wear, what you should wear, who you can hang out with, you know, what you should do, and they'll try to exert over control over your life. In essence, they will take away what makes you you and make you who they want you to be. A man who's in control, on the other hand, will help you by taking into consideration the things that you like and that you don't like, and
Okay.
it will help you make decisions and choices based on those facts.
That's not a man. That's a. This broad, this hoe done. This hoe is done.
Men who are in control actually help you in life. It's really, really, really nice.
That's called guidance, you stupid mother.
And I have found that men who are in control are so appealing. They just feel like so manly. And
Listen, you can't convince me otherwise. The last guy, part of the thing she said was the thing that he couldn't do to two people, which leads me to believe that she thought he was not hitting it right. And just because you say you want a man who can take control doesn't mean you're necessarily controllable. Where else have you practiced that? If you've never done it before, my goodness.
it's often hard to explain why they feel so manly, and it's because they're in control of their actions, of their decisions, and they also make it easy for you to make decisions and to move through life whenever you need it. An example of a man who is in control, for example, is if you go to a restaurant and you don't know what to eat, you don't know what to choose. He asks what kind of food you like. If he doesn't know you that much, you tell him, and then he makes a suggestion, and he says, hey, I recommend this, you should try it, would you like to try it? And you're like, okay, yeah, and he orders it for you. That's a very basic example, but it's just an example. I've come to terms with the fact that because I grew up as the eldest and honestly the main anchor and pillar for my family, I was always making every single decision.
Yep, she gonna die alone. I'm not even about to listen to the rest of this shit. I feel my brain literally about to explode. I'm gonna put the link to the video down below so you guys can go watch it.
Now let me show you. Let me show you from a woman's perspective.
Everybody's seen this about, I'm going to call her the German lady. That's what everybody knows her by, the German lady. I'm not going to show the clip because I'm sure you've seen it already. I just want to give my take on it, okay? Y'all, modern women, you're livid with this woman. You're so upset and mad with this woman. And from what I see, she's made you very, very, very insecure. You know how you're always talking about how men are insecure? Well, she's made you very insecure, and it shows. But guess what? I agree with her 1,000%. I agree with her. What she did was she took an average black man, married him, and made him her happy husband. Now, these are the same average men that you women didn't want. Remember, you don't want an average man. This is the same kind of man that you've disrespected. This is the same kind of man that you didn't want to approach you. This is the same kind of man that you've called lame, trash, a bum. This is the same kind of average man that works hard and making an honest living on that 9 to 5. But you women want a man with 6 figures. What I don't understand is you don't want an average man. Why is that? When you're average yourself or below average, it makes no sense. He found everything in her that he was looking for, that he couldn't find in you women here in the United States. And what did he find in her? As she said, she had that femininity, that feminine energy, which you women don't know about anything about being feminine either, because you're too busy being masculine. You want to be like a man. You want to play the man's role. If you only knew the power of being feminine, if you only knew the power that femininity has, you can walk in a room with a room full of men and you can literally shut it down if you were feminine. And I'm not talking about walking in there half naked like you women always do. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that feminine energy will shut a whole room down full of men. It will. I've experienced that because I'm a feminine woman. She said she didn't scream at him or try to overtalk him or talk loud to him. If he was speaking, she would listen and not interrupt him while he was talking. But you modern women don't know anything about that either, because all you want to do is just blab off at the mouth, especially to men. You try to overtalk a man when he's speaking instead of letting him go ahead and speak and you listen. You blab too much. Stop talking so damn much and listen sometimes. Maybe you'll learn something. Just maybe you'll learn something. She even said that she would get him something to eat before she gets something to eat for herself. Yeah, she would get him something to eat before she would get something to eat for herself. And I'm going to tell you, I understand that. I'm going to tell you why in just a second. But you know, you women You don't even want to fix a man something as simple as a sandwich. It's this sandwich thing going on. You don't even want to get up and fix a man as something as simple as a sandwich. You can't cook, especially a full 3-course meal, but you can't even make a sandwich. You'll tell him he has hands and feet. He can go and make his own sandwich. You can't even do that. I know what she's talking about when she serves her man before herself. Because you guys always hear me talk about I'm a traditional woman, how I was raised the traditional way. And I'm always talking about my grandmother, my mother, because they were traditional women and they raised the traditional woman, me. Whenever there were family gatherings, special occasions, and my mother or grandmother would cook, and the men are outside or whatever they're doing, just talking, reminiscing about old times. When that food was done, all of the women would go in that kitchen and fix their man's plates. That's what they would do. But you don't know anything about that. Even as a little girl, all of my little cousins, all of the little girls would go in the kitchen as well and fix the older men, their fathers, uncles, whoever. They would help carry the plates out, help their mother and my grandmother. They would actually interact in that. I remember this so well. My grandmother would say, "Hey, the food's ready. Come make your man's plate," which they already knew to do that anyway. Do you know what that does to a man when you do that for him? Put him first. Until this day, when we have family gatherings, special occasions, we still do the same thing. The women are always the last ones to sit down and eat. Till this day, I make sure everybody's good. I'm always the last one to sit down and eat. Everybody's like, "Hey, are you going to come and eat?" "Yes, I want to make sure you guys are okay." That's what a real woman does, a real traditional woman. And that's how you learn the role to become a good traditional woman and a good traditional wife. That's how you learn. You start out young with these elders teaching you these things. They teach you what is required of you as a woman, the natural order of things, and to know your place in the household. A man is supposed to lead, the woman is supposed to follow. And this is what you modern women will do. To make this sound terrible, that traditional women cater to their men, put the men first, this is what you'll say. I don't know what's going on in your family, but I know what went on in mine. This is what you'll say. "Oh, those women back then were like slaves. They did everything. They were so suppressed, oppressed." They weren't. They were so happy to take care of family. They were so happy to take care of their man because they were traditional women. So they passed that down from generation to generation. So I don't know what happened with you all, but I know how I was raised. They were not oppressed. They were so happy to take care of family. That was their role. You guys got this stuff all mixed up. You need to go study your history, really, as to what a woman is supposed to do. They weren't oppressed. You're just saying that because you don't know how to treat a man. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing as a woman. So of course you're going to throw something negative in there and say that, "Oh, they were like slaves. They did all of this stuff." That was their role as a wife, as a woman. And that's what you women need to learn. This is how you think. Me, 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 me. That's what you always think about. But traditional women don't think that way. It's about family. It's about them. And men love a feminine woman, the woman with the feminine energy, a nurturer, someone who cares, someone who listens, someone who supports him, instead of a woman who is all about me, 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 me. And that's you modern women. That's what you do. That's your mindset. Not traditional women. That's your mindset. And she was also right about there's no more family unity. That is true. And that goes back to what I just said. You don't know how to treat men. You don't know how to raise a family because it's all about you. She's correct about that. We have so many mothers out here that's trying to play the mother and the father role. And you're doing a terrible job at that. You don't want these men to see their children. You don't want the man in the household. Family unity is supposed to be husband, wife, children. But we no longer see that. It's you women trying to be the mother and the father at the same time. And like I said, you're doing a terrible job at it. Again, remember when I said only a man can teach a little boy how to become a man? That's true. You can't do that. You can't even teach your daughters how to become young ladies because you're not one. So how in the hell can you teach a little boy to become a man? You can't do that either. You cannot do that. And here's the real kicker. I'm going to leave this for last. You know why you're so butthurt and your panties are all up your ass and a wad up your ass? You know why? Because here's a beautiful foreign woman, non-melanated woman, telling you, Western modern women, how she was able to take an average black man, give him everything that he needed, everything his heart desired, made him happy. And he was so happy he married her. That's what has you in an uproar right there. Because she's a foreign woman with a black man telling you what all the good things that she did for this man to marry her. That's what you're upset about. Hey guys, I'm all for you all going abroad, overseas to find happiness, but you know something? It is just a damn shame that a man has to leave his own homeland to go overseas to find something better. So you don't think foreign people are looking at that? I mean, you women, you get on TikTok, you get on social media all the time explaining how you are. You're proving her point. But it's just such a shame that a man has to leave his homeland, travel abroad, overseas to find something better. But here is what I don't see. I don't see a foreign man coming over here for you. I wonder why. Let that sink in. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I think I've said enough. So please give this video a thumbs up.
Why can't we have women like that? Why can't we have more women like that? If we had more women with that kind of mindset, men from all walks of life in America would be tracking over to the Philippines, would be tracking to Brazil, would be tracking to Europe, would be tracking to Africa. If we had women like this, but there's only a small percentage of women in America that still have this mindset. That's bad. And I had to show you the first video. An indecisive woman that had a good man, that everything was wrong, but she makes up this excuse: he wasn't masculine enough, he wasn't this enough. You see what I'm saying? No, so it's like what the young brother said, Jerry said, no matter what you do, you never can please them. And maybe that's what it takes for some more men to get their passport and go overseas from every generation. I don't care if you're 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, 60s, hell, in your 70s, whatever. Because if they're not willing to, it's got to be this kind of, oh, you got to focus around me, then that's what you don't need. And I'm going to tell you this woman that is going to try to get to the presidential office, the women are, if she get, guys, listen to me clearly. Watch how some of these women get when Kamala get in office. They're going to be worse than what it is. And if she get in office, I'm telling you, the women going to get really, really, their head going to be a size of a cantaloupe, some of these women. But the women like her, they're diamond, they're rare. They're rare. If you find a woman like that, you're very blessed. And I would say do not screw that up. Especially with her mindset and her way of thinking. That's a mature woman. That's a mature woman mentally. The first woman wasn't mature. So we now men can see. We see you're not that we see. Compare this woman, you're not mature. If you're not have a mindset like this woman here, you're not mature. You're not mature whatsoever. And it's the reason why they can't get a man, they can't keep a man. And that's why when they went on here and griped about Miss Brooks, the German woman, what she has said, she was telling the truth. But it's all about a mind game. That's why a lot of men, I can only say for myself, it's hard, and it seems like it gets discouraging because you got to go to hear some woman say some stuff like that, and you're there's good men out here with good heart, but they don't appreciate it. And there's tons of women around the world would love to have these good men with this good heart, and you ain't got to hit it a certain way, as they say, and they will be pleased with what they have. But some of these Western women here in America and other places, they don't appreciate what they have. They moan and bitch and gripe. And this is the reason why they're single. Then when they men pick up, then they got to throw insults at their men. And some of these same women who would be on here, like that young woman, would be, and they don't want to be called out for their immaturity. But yet, it is. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, it's just maturity. Is that it's hard to find a woman it's like some women say it's hard to find a mature man. Well, there is some women that's not even mature to have a relationship. They're not mature. And especially when you talk about settling down and being a husband and wife and doing it the right way and being happy and being what God made you to be, and they fighting that. And the only reason why they're fighting that because it's satanic. The devil's telling them to do that, but God has a certain order for it, and it's the reason why. And it's not about love no more. It's about what can you do for me. So it makes it even harder to meet somebody. And if you're blessed if you meet somebody who, if they don't have some spiritual foundation and grounded and don't have an understanding of what love is, and I know some people don't like to go to church because it may sound too religious, it may sound like this, it may sound too preachy, but if you really think about it, don't it make sense? I mean, it go both ways. If men and women know how to learn to have the love that God has for us, and have the understanding and wherewithal and stand by, we'll be in a better place as men and women. But a lot of us single men, and there's some single women can say the same thing about certain kind of men they come across. But this is the type of women we see, and it's kind of good to show you what their personality online is, because it's like, what's the point, you know? And so some men just got the dating market altogether. Some men are waiting just to wait the opportunity just to go to another part of the world and maybe meet their wife. And just like the woman said, you might as well, because they don't seem appreciated. They seem too entitled, too spoiled. See, watch as we come into these years, months and years in this country. Some of these women gonna finally wake up, and they're gonna finally think, "Oh my goodness, it's gonna be too late." Why? And then you have ones that, and this ones are already regretting right now. I shouldn't have let him go. He was a good person. I shouldn't have let him go. Now, you shoot him away, and you can't blame that but your fault. You have a choice. But I've seen it throughout my life. Have come across women like that, and seen if I can have somewhat of a gift